Good evening. This is Audio Heads. We are geeks assembled. We are awaiting the arrival of the artist. This is Dracula's guest. And this is the story of the artist. It's called The Vampire's Tale. It's part 2 in this series, and it's part of our Halloween spooky time. We have dancing skeletons, and in this one, we do not have dancing skeletons. In this one, we have a village that is completely ransacked by Vlad and his minion, the priest. And it's quite an eerie tale. And we've got Lee here with me. So what's your opening thoughts, man?
Well, my opening thoughts, this one, this drama compared to the artist's tale, what we listened to before, we get more Dracula. We finally get more Dracula. That damn vampire's narrating. Damn him, he's narrating. Oh, yeah. Narration. It's people will know me and narration don't get on. And we get Matt Gatiss back as Count Dracula, and David Bamber returns as the artist, who was commissioned to paint a portrait of the the Count for the Count. And while he's doing that, the Dracula starts to tell a tale of allegedly ancient relative of his back in the day, but we all know who it really is. we all know, and that's one of the good things about this is the way he's telling the story. But you know it's about Dracula, but and the way he's twisting it and it's making it out it's his relative. An ancient. It's a damn good tale, to be honest. Enjoyable. Apart from the narration. But hey, this is how this box set works. It's as we said before. It's done by these stories. What Bram Stoker used to write was done by diary entries, letters, and things like that. But this one is sitting down at the dinner table, telling this tale from the past. Yeah, I enjoyed this one. It was some of it was a bit I won't say gruesome, but it was a bit shocking, bit of a shock factor in some of the places, as Susan mentioned, the priest and stuff like that. But I'll get into those little moments later on. So yeah, it was an enjoyable listen, and it didn't drag. It sort of flew by. So yeah. And when audios do that, it works, because if an audio starts to drag within 20, 30 odd minutes, then you lose your attention if it does start to drag. But this one didn't, so that's a thumbs up for this one. Over to you, Susan.
Yeah, I liked it too. I thought that it was interesting. I thought that it was a well-told tale of Dracula back in the day and Dracula right now. I love how the artist passes out while painting his portrait. He's just glamored all to hell. Glamour is one of those, dark tricks, as Anne Rice would call it. Yeah, so fun. It introduces formally the character of Sabine, who's a godly vampire, and the box of the wolf. And it also introduces it gives you more context for Munich and that encounter in Munich. and it also kind of explains why Transylvania, why old Romania, old Austria-Hungary never got run over by the Ottomans for a certain reason. Anyway, yeah. So, what were your favorite moments?
Well, the priest moment with the nails. That hammering nails into the head on audio. It's rather gripping. That was a good moment. As also the moment the moment with Van Helsing with I don't know, the dirty old man cheating on his wife. Now this is a Van Helsing that I'm not used to. The Van Helsing I'm used to is Peter Cushing or but the way he was bedding, I forgot the character's name now, but
Madeline.
bedding her and then
Voluptuous Madeline, who
Madeline,
the artist is taken with Madeline. Madeline's the one he's writing to.
Yeah. It's and I mean, I didn't see that. I didn't expect that section of the story, to be honest, because Van Helsing is like, I mean, in the Dracula lore, Van Helsing is up there with Dracula. He's the Sherlock Holmes to his Moriarty sort of thing, vice versa. But in these audios, Van Helsing is sort of like a background character. He's not the main character of the story. And every now and again, it goes back to Van Helsing. Not often, but I wasn't expecting it to go back where he was he was bedding the girl and cheating on his wife. I thought, wow, that unexpected, but really well done. As I said, the wolf box was a good section as well. The telling the tale of that. I liked the portrayal of Dracula. I mean, we did Dracula a few years back, didn't we? The original audio with Matt Gatiss, and it was good to hear him. It was good. It was good to hear him back in character again. It's so the silky smooth voice of the Count, as Matt Gatiss portrays him, is just brilliantly done. And the way he's telling the story to the artist, it drags you in as well.
Yeah.
The artist is dragged in, listen to the story, and he wants to know more, and it works with us listening. It drags you in. You want to know what happens next, and what does Dracula do? I'll tell you another time. But there were some of my favourite moments. Over to you, Susan.
Yeah, the box of the box of the wolf where the rat comes out and goes inside the priest and he's choking, and then he comes out and he goes and sits by Dracula's side.
Yeah,
that was incredible. And the other thing that was incredible was the moment where the Ottoman ambassador is there, and he won't take off his hat.
Yeah.
So that's where he won't take off his turban. So that's where he gets all those nails nailed into his head. That was really gruesome. And then the description of the village where everybody's just, you can imagine that the rat went inside of all of them and then ate them and they died. And then there was one that survived, and she was, chosen to bring some great word of the Lord to the wretched kingdom of Vlad Tepes. And no, that, and then they went to parlay in the graveyard, and he changes her. Oh my
Mm.
God, this story is so cool. It's a great vampire story. It really is. And
Drink the blood. Drink the blood.
and so Sabine, I'm really glad Sabine may show up in a separate audio adventure unless she's killed. I don't know if she's going to be killed next story or not, but I think that she needs her own spin-off regardless. She's lived, I mean, at that point she's lived the same amount of time from 1440 to 1840, right?
Yeah.
So she's got a 400-year life on her too. She needs a spin-off.
Oh, there's too many spin-offs.
That's how a story is good. Is as if you follow down these rabbit trails
Yeah.
tangentially to the main story. That's what I enjoy. That's really why I love this story about Dracula, because you got the main story of him moving to London. But this was like him hanging out, being powerful in 1440, whatever, and then him being, old and decrepit and so hungry. I mean, like really, like hungry for company, hungry for a kingdom, hungry for life, and he's got a lust for life, as Iggy Pop sang one time. I just think that it's just fun, and I would agree, Lee. That moment with Van Helsing and Madeline, and so you're going home to your wife? Well, piss off on out of here.
Kicks him out the bed. That randy bugger.
No.
But
go ahead.
It was. I mean, we've always said this on nearly every audio cast we do, especially for when we do a big finish. The soundscapes, the background sound and everything like that is so perfectly done, and it makes it so atmospheric. And you need, for a story like this, it needs atmospheric.
Yeah.
And they do it every time. It's just brilliant the way they do it. They've got their job at Big Finish. They know what they're doing. They get the right actors. They get the right writers. The correct, the right production team. Everything. They know what they're doing. It's just. I wish a lot more people would listen to this sort of thing.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was thinking like what a cool thing it would be if they started making audio adventures for Star Wars, because I mean there's a shitload of tales to be told with Star Wars too.
I suppose it all depends on who owns the rights for certain Star Wars material.
Right.
I suppose. I mean, I know the movies is owned by, well, it's Disney now, isn't it? But I don't know about all the comic stuff, the novels. They could be adapted.
Yeah.
It's like the Star Trek stuff that could be adapted.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, but the fact that they recovered Dracula,
Yeah.
beautiful Mark Gatiss, was terrific as Vlad. Like he comes when he starts the interview at the end of this. He starts off in the Dracula voice, and then he slips into his normal voice, and it's different people. It's literally two different people. He so good at that. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's the way it sounds. Oh, that's the way Mark Gatiss actually sounds. So one of the things that was cool about the interview was that he talked about maybe the his desire to do one that is set in
1972.
we'll have a a Bowie
Well, because Matt Gatiss is a big horror fan, and especially he loves Hammer horror, and Dracula 1972. I mean, it's now got a cult following. Like, I mean, it's not one of the best Dracula movies, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
I can just imagine Matt Gatiss doing that, sort of adapting that movie for audio.
That's good. Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. So and because you can't keep a good vamp down. I love that part of the interviews at the end. And so I've talked about Sabine and the spinoff I desire. Talked about the interviews.
Yeah.
Do you have anything left on your list to discuss about?
No, not really. All I'd say is, I mean, I'm looking forward to the next part, because the next part is leading up to the Renfield story. We've had little glimpses of Renfield in the last story and this story.
Starting to go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Renfield, I think, is played by Ian Hallard, who of course is the husband to Mark Gatiss, both together. So it'll be interesting to see the relationship of the Dracula Renfield on audio between those two guys, because, as I say, they're in a relationship together in real life. So I'd like to see how this right now Renfield and Dracula there, because that's the detective's tale, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
Which we will be doing in 2 weeks' time. So hey.
Yeah, so that I had forgotten that Howard was Renfield. That's really great. So yeah, I look forward to it too. I enjoy doing vampire stories, and I really think that Mark Gatiss has nailed Dracula, so to speak.
Just think, when they've done, because there's another box set, isn't it, called Dracula's War?
Oh yeah, that's right.
But just think what they could do if he wants to carry on doing Dracula Unbound. Yeah, a proper audio with no narration, just proper audio.
What a what if story?
A what if, Dracula,
or what if, like, the
original stories written by Big Finish writers, not based on Bram Stoker's adaptations. Oh, that would be good. That would be cool.
Oh, Lee, that is good. That's some good thinking there.
Yeah. I mean, because they're working off works from Bram Stoker. They're adapting Bram Stoker's material. So once they've done and dusted with that, let's hope Gatiss does carry on with Dracula in some form or other.
Yeah.
Dracula in the future. Dracula.
There was a series of movies that went Dracula, and then Dracula 2000, and then Dracula 3000 in space. There was that series that would be hilarious too.
Yeah, I said that
overdue with a Big Finish flair.
Let's just hope they'll carry it on.
Agreed.
see what they do after the box set. Well, I mean, the other box set is out now anyway. The War, Dracula's War, that's out now. But we are talking of this one, of course.
Yep. All right. So what is your final say and score?
Enjoyable. To say the performances are, top notch as always. It really does get you involved. Narration. But apart from the narration, I'm still going to give it 10 rusty nails out of 10. I can live with the narration in these stories.
All right. Well, thanks for that, Lee. Let's see. Well, I'm thoroughly enjoying the series, and I'm glad we've done. And I'll give it 9.5 boxes of the wolf or hungry rats out of 10.
Down there, so there's a Christmas idea for Christmas gifts.
Yes.
Box of a wolf. Send that to your loved ones.
Yeah. And so thank you for watching our podcast. Thank you for subscribing to our podcast. Thank you for hitting the bell ding so that we can send you notifications via email every single time we come up with new material. And then that way you stay in the loop, because we do 2 or 3 podcasts a week, and they're all interesting, and we all have different opinions. And
don't we just?
And this week we're reviewing what?
The movies. Let me guess. We're reviewing
the Rainbow.
Serpent and the Rainbow, and Don't Look Now.
And Don't Look Now.
Which I am going to be watching after we've finished doing this.
Oh, wow. Is it dark yet? Can you watch it?
Of course, and then I can turn the lights out and I'll have put my candle on and whoa.
Oh, nice. And they say you Brits don't do enough socializing around Halloween. I say, hogwash. Yeah, so I'm gonna watch them tonight or tomorrow, and I encourage you guys to come back and leave us a comment what you think, please. It's so important that we hear from you. And come join us. Leave us a comment if you want to join us.
Yeah.
And or get in touch with Lee, because whichever direction he is on your screen, you just talk to him, and he'll let you know. And yeah, be sure to listen to or watch Audio Who with our friend Graham, because he does the Doctor Who audio adventures exclusively, and he's really fun. And yeah, come back in a fortnight for another Dracula's guest.
Cool.
Thank you.